It's Juvenis.
Almighty God, great and love, we beseech thee to inspire all our counsels and actions, so that we may always walk the path of justice, love, and protect, charity for one another. Help us with thy grace to do all those things that will promote the unity, peace, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria. The pledge. Pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, and serve Nigeria with all my strength, defend our unity, and uphold our land, so help me God.
On Friday, the 4th of June, 2021, the federal government of Nigeria, through the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, announced the immediate suspension of the operations of the social media network Twitter in Nigeria. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, in his statement announcing the suspension, cited, and I quote, "the persistent use of the platform for activities that are capable of undermining Nigeria's corporate existence," as the reason for the decision to suspend the operations of Twitter in Nigeria. The suspension of Twitter in Nigeria has generated fierce debate. The House of Representatives has since the announcement been inundated with comments about the decision, requests for intervention and criticism. The House of Representatives recognizes that Twitter, like other social media networks, is an important tool for communication and for commerce in Nigeria, particularly among the younger generation who have used these networks for enterprise and innovation with great success. The House also recognizes that as social media has been a tool for good, it can also be a tool for bad actors. As such, the government has a legitimate interest in ensuring that these platforms are not used to commit vile actions against individuals and the state. The proper role of the legislature in circumstances like this is first to peel back the layers of the decision-making process to unravel the issues until we develop an understanding of the why and the how of executive decisions. Following that, the legislature must make sure that regulatory and enforcement actions by the government are in accordance with the laws of the land, that due process of law has been followed to the latter, and that the outcomes of regulatory decisions do not result in adverse consequences for the country and all our people. Fidelity to our responsibilities in situations like this require the legislature and legislators to, as in the words of Rudyard Kipling, keep your head when all about you are losing theirs. We listen to the agitation of the people, but we also hear from government, so that from the abundance of information, we reach the level of awareness that allows us to discharge our role dispassionately. It is in service of our obligations under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and our moral duty to the Nigerian people that the leadership of the House has mandated from today the House Committees on Communication, Justice, Information and Culture, and National Security and Intelligence to immediately commence an investigation to determine, 1, the circumstances of the decision by the federal government of Nigeria to ban the operations of Twitter in Nigeria, and 2, the legal authority for the ban on the operations of Twitter in Nigeria. The committees are additionally mandated to invite the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, to brief the House of Representatives on the objectives, intent, and duration of the suspension of Twitter in Nigeria, and to report to the House within 10 days. The joint report of the committees will guide further action by the House of Representatives on this matter. I urge the committees to act with speed and sound judgment to address this important issue that has animated our national conversations over the last few days. As we approach the halfway mark of our term in the House of Representatives, we must present a record of our activities over the last 2 years to the Nigerian people. As part of these efforts, I have requested the House Committee on Monitoring and Implementation of the Legislative Agenda to work with all the standing committees of the House of Representatives to assemble a record of their oversight activities. The chairman of the Committee on Monitoring and Implementation of the Legislative Agenda will share a reporting template that has been developed in collaboration with the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies for this purpose. I ask all the chairmen of committees to see to it that these reports are produced in good time and are of the highest quality. Honorable colleagues, I look forward to the important work that we will be doing over the rest of this session, and I welcome you back to the House of Representatives. And I thank you all once more for your presence this morning. Thank you.
Honorable Prince Rotimi Agunsoye, representing Koshofe Federal Constituency of Lagos. Dear colleagues, the most hated person in the world is the person that speaks the truth. And people will not want to listen to the truth because they do not want their illusion destroyed. Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, I think enough is enough. We need to address the main issue now. Where are we? The role of government in governance is to protect lives and property of the people and to provide welfare for the people. Mr. Speaker, we have failed woefully in all this. My other colleague there, Sununu, said over 70 people were killed. My dear colleague from Oyo State said over 50 people were killed. Somebody from Imo said their people are being killed. Go to the northeast, north central, northwest, southeast, southwest, south. Our people are being killed. What are we doing in government? It is important we address this, Mr. Speaker. Is it the time when we have fighter jets moving here and there that we will address this issue? Something has to be done, Mr. Speaker. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Rotimi. We feel your passion. I think we're all on the same page. We're all on the same page, and hence the security summit we had last week. Those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. The ayes have it.
I represent Tobiabo Federal Constituency. I'm an Ikore man from Rivers State. Mr. Speaker, I am very grateful for yielding the floor to me. My point of order is in on Order 6 of the House Rules. Mr. Speaker, Order 6 provides for privileges. And Order 6 provides that in so doing, one should clearly state the laws that were breached. And so, Mr. Speaker, I stand on Section 39(1) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and Article 9 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, as a representative of the people, I have a source of communication with my constituents. I have a source of interaction with Nigerians. But in moving this, I must, with every sense of responsibility, Mr. Speaker, commend the step you took this morning concerning this issue of ban on Twitter. Very proactive, very timely, very apposite. But, Mr. Speaker, my concern is that as a Nigerian, and for several other Nigerians out there, the implication is that for 10 days that we have given our committee to work, that this breach will continue. And we don't even know how long thereafter that our interaction with the executive arm will last. Mr. Speaker, whilst I agree with the submission, with the position of the leadership of this House in total, I will only want to add that for breach of fundamental human rights, particularly right to fair hearing, right to freedom of speech and expression, that we should urge the executive arm in the interim, I use the word urge, the executive arm, in the interim, to reverse this order, pending the outcome of our interaction with the executive arm.
Thank you, Honorable Chinda.
Yes, sir.
Let me very quickly, so that we can move along, refer you to Order 9, Rule 1 sub-rule 6 of our rules. I shall also assist you in reading it out for clarity.
Yes, sir. Mr. Speaker, let me read.
It shall be out of order to attempt to reconsider any specific question upon which the House has come to a conclusion during the current session, except upon a substantive motion of rescission. The matter has been sent to the relevant committees to investigate and look into the issues that you are talking about, and they will report to us within 10 days. That is what even if we have brought a motion here, we would have referred it to the same committee, and your motion may even have been killed. We don't know. So this way, we have even saved the day. The institution will look into it. In 10 days, we'll know what action to take. And you have not complied with the Order 9, Rule 6. You're ruled out of order.
Mr. Speaker,
please, Chinda, please be guided.
Mr.
Please.
Speaker, if I will be heard.
Please
The
be
next
guided.
order of the day.
Chief Whip.
Mr. Speaker, if I will only be heard.
The next order of the second business of the day is presentation of three reports of the committee on
already the speaker has already ruled on it. Please resume your seat. You know the rules better. You know how to come back. You know the rules better. If you are so passionate about it, you know how to come back.
Well, Mr. Speaker, in the circumstance, for PDP members, we have agreed we will continue.
the next order of the day.
Please, Chinda, please, you are a ranking member.
Is the first reading.
We'll continue to tweet.
Please,
We are with Nigerians. And if the Attorney General wants to...
If you want to go. Go.
Where is it? Chair Clark. Where is it here? Where is it? I don't see it in my... Honorable Gagdi.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, my name is Yusuf Adamu Gagdi. I represent Panshinkanke Kanam Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, I come under Order 6, Rule 3 to 7, to explain on a matter that I stormed on during my reading on the pages of newspaper and other print publication, particularly the Prime Times of Nigeria. I so move, Mr. Speaker. And the thing is simple. I saw it clearly on the print media, Prime Time, that Nigerian lawmakers threatened to ground plenary if Bajabi Emila and other members prevent debates. It's a fundamental breach on my right as a member sitting to represent the people of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, what just happened is an insult to the Nigerian people that elected us to be here, and it shows that it is pre-planned. If the Prime Time have published that members of the National Assembly elected by the people of Nigeria who ought to be fighting on the killings in the four angles of Nigeria, who ought to support your leadership in coming up with summit and other programs that is aimed at finding a lasting solution to the killing in the north, in the south, and in the four angles of this country, will come together to say that they will frustrate our effort toward ensuring that Nigeria live well, toward ensuring that we have come up with legal framework that will ensure the safety, the freedom, the peace, the protection of lives and properties of this country. It is very unfortunate. Mr. Speaker, some certain group of parliament cannot suffocate an arm of government and cannot consider Parliament of Nigeria as a department of the executive arm of government, where they turn the decision of this House the way they want to do. Mr. Speaker, your speech speaks volume. The matters of urgent public importance moved by honorable members, including my brother from Benue, Francis Abo, where he clearly pointed out that an action meted by some group of people, IPOP, that killed an individual in Benue State, and the consequences was meted on innocent Benue citizen that knows nothing about the killing. Mr. Speaker, it is high time we become disciplinarian. It is high time, Mr. Speaker, this parliament become a parliament of law and order. It is high time, Mr. Speaker, this parliament show good example as a people-oriented parliament and a product of the people of this country. We are seated here, Mr. Speaker, serving governance, calling the parliament, they see no need, instigating Nigerians that conference should be conducted when under the leadership of the Deputy Speaker, the Deputy Senate President, we are mandated to make any adjustment that will better the lot of this country, and we allow ourselves to be torn like a toy. Mr. Speaker, I pray that these privileges that is being broken, this plan by some section of lawmakers that perhaps they don't understand why their people voted them here, must be investigated. We are not interested, Mr. Speaker, I myself, I know my constituents, how many of them operate Twitter. I am not appreciating or approving the actions of the government since it is under investigation by your leadership. But again, we must not agree with the conspiracy to come and stop sitting simply because something did not favor you. I am a Nigerian, Mr. Speaker. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, and I don't say it in my mouth, I mean it in my heart. I promise to be loyal and honest to this country. How many of us does our conduct as a parliament to publish some of these things in the print media and come to display it here, portray to us as parliament that really read the national pledge? Are they loyal to this country? Mr. Speaker, I'm a Nigerian, and I have hope that one day Nigeria will live in peace with one another. I have hope that one day Nigeria will be a peaceful country. I have hope that I have not failed as a parliament. I move, Mr. Speaker, that this action must be investigated, must be referred to a committee on ethics to investigate why publication come and why action followed after the publication. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Gagdi. I think we should rest this matter and not take any more points of order on this matter. It's unfortunate that seasoned parliamentarians who should know better decide to follow a different route, whether to play to the gallery or for whatever reason. But I believe that as parliamentarians, we have a duty and a responsibility to do what we believe is right. We have set up an investigative, we have sent this matter to 4 relevant committees: security, information, and culture, ICT, and justice, to look into the matter and report to us in 10 days. That's what we are supposed to do as parliamentarians. We're supposed to hold a balance, to checks and balances, but you cannot check and balance until you know and you unravel the truth. And that's exactly what we have done. At first, I thought it was a partisan move, but I'm so glad, and I'm happy to see several members of the opposition still here in chambers with us, and I commend you for your non-partisanship. Thank you very much. So we'll move on.
For commenting on our videos, please keep commenting. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so for regular updates. Keep watching Juvenis and keep buying Juvenis.
Juvenis is published bi-monthly by Buhari Communications Limited. For enquiries, event coverage or advert placement, call 0803 360 8271, 0805 787 1199, 0702 811 3638, or 0808 152 4499, or visit www.juvenis.buhari.net. Juvenis Magazine, inspiring the young at heart.